Hey everybody, it's Valerie V. Today we are going to talk about two things that make a difference for you in your marketing. Number one is how to get more private pay clients, and number two is understanding what is going to replace email. Email's not dead. Email will probably never be dead, but there's something on the horizon that you really need to know about with regard to texting and messenger and chat. Both of those things today. Hey everybody, Valerie V with the Valerie V Show. Glad you could join us live on our Facebook business page. And if you are watching this as a replay, please give me some comments. Hashtag replay would be great. So that would be hashtag replay. And we give away chocolate covered strawberries for one lucky engager. Okay, so while I'm talking, you're going to see hashtags somewhere on the screen. If you communicate and engage using those hashtags, you're in the drawing for the strawberries. So be an engager and communicate with us throughout our lives. So if I say hashtag replay and you're watching the replay, type in hashtag replay in the comments. If I say hashtag shortlist, type in hashtag shortlist. Don't do that. What we do is we take all of the people who have engaged and communicated with us during our live broadcast. We put their names in a little bowl and we pick one, and I reach out to that person and I say, hey, you won the chocolate covered strawberries. And that person receives them about a week later from Sherry's Berries. Awesome. Be that person. Help me out. We need engagement. Facebook loves engagement. Okay. And say hi and, ask questions, do whatever. Okay, so let's start with talking about getting more private pay clients. And this is specifically for my senior care audience. It's a complicated marketing world. And I know that every marketer you talk to, whether it's me or one of the 2,000 other people who are a marketing guru, are going to give you 1,000 different answers about how to get more private pay clients. I'm going to give you my answer. But let's start with a short list of things you need to be doing right now. In-person direct referral marketing, relationship building, conversational marketing, follow-up, online marketing works, trust, authority, expertise. Take those hard to place on a Friday night clients and you'll win that referral source. Establish marketing partners, establish a referral network, belong to a chamber, belong to a BNI group, belong to a women in business group or a meetup or any meetup locally. Buy leads from so-and-so, whatever organization. Don't buy leads. Use Google Ads. Don't use Google Ads. Use Facebook ads. Don't use Facebook ads. That's a lot of advice. And no matter which way you slice it, it is not only a lot of advice, but it's a lot of work. So who's right about all these things? Everybody's right. You need to be doing some form of almost all these things. And who's wrong? Nobody. But you have to pick and choose the ones you want to engage with and make it work. So I'm going to give you my top strategies and, of course, a service that we offer at the end to help you get more private pay clients. First of all, no excuses. I hear this all the time. I don't have time to do that thing, whatever that thing is. I don't have any money to do that thing. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, how bad do you want this business to succeed? It's really your choice. You either make it happen or you don't. There are no excuses. You are the only person who makes those decisions to follow through and engage with whatever marketing strategy it is, or to not do it at all and hope for the best. So it's totally up to you. In-person direct referral marketing will never go away. In the healthcare business, you have to shake hands with people, look them in the eye, develop a trust with them. They are referring vulnerable people to you and to your business, your senior care business. So if you are not good or do something horrible happens, you'll probably never get their business again. So They want to see you. They want to talk to you. They want to know how you feel about business. They want to know stories. They want to, share with you what they expect. So in-person networking is super important in the healthcare world, and it will probably never go away. Online marketing. Online marketing is imperative. So let's see. Oh, this right here. This is where at least 70% of people experience you for the first time. So if you're not there, or they can't find you there, then you don't exist to them, to that person. So everything you do with regards to online marketing, it should be in order for you to be found on this device, this type of device. All right. If you are absent from the genre of online marketing, you are losing big time. Remember that. If you are absent from the genre of online marketing, you are losing big time. And what I mean by that is just a website doesn't get it. You have to do a lot more than that to be actually participating in online marketing. All right. So in 2020, you need to change your marketing behavior. What we learned in 2016 is already outdated. So if you graduated with a marketing degree in 1997 or 1992 or 2002 or 2007, it's all changed. And online marketing in particular changes every year or every 6 months. And then it has a pretty radical change every 2 to 3 years with new innovations and new fads and new technology. So anything you learned in 2016, it's already out the window. In 2019, we are heading into the downhill slope of 2019. Half the year is over. We're heading into our fourth quarter pretty soon, and we're heading into 2020. It's hard to even believe that. So remember this, just because you don't like texting or Facebook or WhatsApp or Snapchat or Instagram does not mean that everyone else doesn't like it. You are not your client. You are not your prospect. Their behaviors and their way of communicating may be very much different from what you're used to. But it doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean you should ignore it. Just because you don't like texting or you don't like Facebook doesn't mean that everyone else doesn't like it. That's where they actually are. Facebook is a much older demographic than what it started out to be. It started out with college kids, right? Now, our grandparents are on Facebook, and I can tell you from doing a lot of Facebook lead advertising, they really are on Facebook, and they're paying attention, and they're looking for you. If your prospects are sitting in the house and they're bored and they're looking at this phone because they need more senior care options, then you need to get your butt on Facebook. You need to make sure that you're not just a Facebook business page, but you're actually commenting and paying attention, and you're communicating with these people because they're looking for you. And you know what? One of the greatest places to communicate with them, where it is, it's on Messenger. If you turn your business page into a message accepting kind of a page, which means there's a message, I'll show a screenshot. It says message us or connect with us or whatever, contact us. If you change your message there, people actually do it. They hit message us and they message you. We have Approved Senior Network that is set up, and it's set up to accept messages. People message us all day. Seniors message all day asking for help. And we point them in the whatever direction it is. Sometimes it's senior housing. Sometimes they need help. It's a financial issue with utilities, whatever. But because they're there and we don't want to ignore anybody, I go through and answer those questions. I help them. All I have to know is their zip code, and I can at least point them in the right direction. If they're a fit for one of our clients, we refer them on to one of our clients. Depends on the question, but they're there and they're messaging. So the last year has made it perfectly clear to me that Facebook Messenger and texting and communicating with people in chat is where things are going. They are not looking at their email. Sometimes they are. Email's not dead, not by any means, especially for our younger set, our business people. But this type of communication is becoming the norm. Most of us, I'm 48. Well, wait, am I 48? Yes, I'm 48. Most of us kind of despise that whole thing. Texting and messaging, and I mean, our kids do it. My kids do it, so I do it. But we don't really care for that kind of communication. We would much rather have an email or a phone call or whatever. I don't even like phone calls. I'd rather do email. But that is becoming the norm, is the messaging and the texting. And our older adults are into it. They can afford a phone somehow, and they're on it all the time. That's how their family connects with them. That's how they connect to the world. All right. So I'm going to show you an example of someone who is on Facebook on their mobile device and they are looking for help. Ooh, I did it. Okay, so this is below my big head. This is what we call a senior care call inquiry. There are certain things we know about this person and certain things we do not know about this person. We do know the following. They're located in the service area of one of our clients who's participating in this program. We know that they saw this ad on Facebook and encouraged them to talk to a local expert about their senior care challenges, and they asked for a call. We have their name, their phone number, their email, their zip code, and they typed in a message at the bottom. Of course, I've wiped out all the identifying factors there. But you can see that this is real. We have all their information, and they even typed in a message at the bottom. So we know that much about this person. Here's what we don't know. We don't know if they have money to pay for care privately. But here's what we can do next. We can text with them. We can message them. We can talk to them on the phone. They know a call is coming because we've already texted them automatically and told them to be waiting for a call. We've already emailed them and told them that somebody would be calling them. We can ask them questions. We can listen. We can add them to our monthly e-newsletter. We have their email address. We can add them to our follow-up call list. We can schedule an in-home assessment or assisted living tour, depending on what we find out. And we can possibly start services with this person. So we get a lot of information about them very quickly, and we get this pretty frequently, and this comes from Facebook. We have a very specific way that we advertise, a very specific way that these come in, and these are all exclusive. Are these all perfect money makers, perfect people who are perfect leads? No. Will some of them close? In other words, become clients? Absolutely. Do I know how many? No, I don't. And the last question I would ask you is, are you a good closer? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. I have no idea. But we know we can generate these kinds of requests for a call. So let's say you're highly interested in knowing more about this and you understand what I just said about messaging and Facebook and chat and being out there. Then you might be a candidate for this program. I'm not sure, but these are the kinds of people that really do well with this. I'm going to ask questions and explain to you what that means. So do you have a website that has a real blog that allows you to blog post? So in other words, are you engaging online on a regular basis? Do you post unique search engine optimized content at least 2 to 4 times a month? Do you have a well-managed Facebook business page that gets content at least 5 days a week? Are you on Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn? Do you send out a monthly e-newsletter without fail? Do you understand that company news is super important, like Caregiver of the Month, new hires, event attendance, birthdays, volunteer opportunities, and awards? If you understand all of that and you know how important it is, and you either A, want to start doing that, or B, you already are doing that, then something like this, getting these kinds of inquiries, might be a really good fit. So in 2019, walking into 2020, you should be doing all of the things we just talked about, not just worrying about these kinds of inquiries. These are great and they're important, but all those other things matter. And you should be looking at your Facebook page one time a day for 15 minutes to see if there's any questions you can answer. Buying leads or inquiries is helpful, but a long-term growth plan for excellent visibility is the key to your business longevity. If you fit this model, then I would love to talk to you more about these right here. I'm going to show you one more. Hang on just a second. Okay, this is the other one. Oh, you can't even see me. You got to see my big head. All right, this is another one. Same rule of thumb, same situation. You can see the date of the inquiry was just the other day. This was 8/11 of 2019. We have all their contact information, and we know that they were in the right place and the right zip code for this person. And is there anything you would like to share with Michelle prior to your call? Need to know services you provide. Nice. Somebody wants you to call them and they want to know more about your services. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that is how to get more private pay clients. You have to be engaged in online marketing, engaged fully, not just this kind of stuff. And if you are engaged with a whole gamut of online marketing, then adding this kind of stuff is a no-brainer. You already have a great online presence, and the people who are responding to these ads will know that. So this is something you would want to add to your ever-growing online presence if you're doing it right. Okay, so we just talked about how to get more private paid clients. Now we're going to transition over to talking more about the chat versus messenger thing and email, okay? Okay, so let's talk about chat and messenger replacing email. It's not here yet. Email is not dead. You still need a monthly newsletter. It's becoming maybe a little less effective than it used to be, but it is not dead. So don't stop those e-newsletters. They are important for follow-up. They are important to keep you top of mind in your prospects and your referral sources world. Keep that in mind. Email is not dead. We can't switch completely over to this because it won't work, but there are some opportunities to start down the road of using Facebook Messenger, texting, chat in place of email. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios that will work, and these are things that we're noodling around with, and our clients, of course, will be the first to get to try these. Most of the clients that try any of our sort of, I call them beta tests, are usually the folks that are, they are on Messenger anyway, they understand it, they're okay with texting or messaging, so we will put it out there. But here's something to know. Facebook Messenger boasts 1.2 billion with a B monthly users. There's an appetite for this channel for communication. So we got to keep that in mind as time rolls on. We're getting into 2020. This is going to be a bigger and bigger deal all the time. So what about using Facebook Messenger as a content delivery channel? So here's an idea. Instead of email, make an offer to receive content via Messenger or via text or via chat or however you want to call it. We'll start with Messenger. So you could give readers two options. Let's say you have an amazing free guide you want to give away or free report or whatever. You could give readers two options. You could have them submit a form to receive the content immediately via email, which is more of the traditional way, or you could skip the form and give them immediate access to the content in Facebook Messenger. Then, if you do that, you can send regular Messenger broadcasts to the people who have opted in. There are a lot of rules behind this. You can't blatantly spam people. Facebook has implemented and tightened some of their rules on who you can message and when you can message. And if you violate those rules, you risk losing your Facebook business page, which we don't want to do. So you have to be careful, but certainly you can use it to your advantage. Facebook Messenger broadcasts, when you try this out, what you'll see is something like this. They'll have an average open rate, if you send something by Messenger, of 80% and a click-through rate of 13%. So that's about 242% and 609% better than your email open and click rates. The takeaway for marketers is this: as a content delivery and consumption and relationship building channel, Facebook Messenger delivers in terms of engagement. This is not something that we can ignore. We need to make sure we're on top of it. Okay, let's talk about your recruiting. And this could work for anything that is related to forms, but let's talk about your recruiting for a minute. Now, we've been working with clients for a couple of years now on recruiting. And one of the things that we know works really well is chat, messenger, and texting. These folks are on their phone 24/7. They will respond to texts much faster than they will a phone call or email. They only check their email like once a month or something. So it is great when you have the opportunity to quickly connect with them. That doesn't eliminate the need to call them, to put a human voice behind that chat, to give them a sense of accountability, to actually show up. There's all kinds of strategies in there. But let's just say this. Texting and communicating via Messenger is super, super good compared to our old ways of recruiting, which don't include any of that. Okay, normally what we do in recruiting is we ask someone to fill out a form. And oftentimes now we know that when people are applying for our jobs in the caregiver world, they're on this right here. And we know that filling out a form on a big, giant, long form on a device like that, it sucks. They're not going to do it, or they're not going to do it well. I've always recommended that you shorten those applications. The object of the game is to get those people in the door to you and triage them and know who it is that you want to have coming in the door before they fill out the whole long application. I know you need all that information. You have to have their birthday and their social security number in order to pay them and do all those things. But have a little section in your office set up with a Chromebook for $191 off of Amazon that you can just use for one purpose, and that's to fill out employment applications, and let them sit there and fill it out once you know they are somebody that you're interested in. They've shown up for the interview. Okay, so I won't go into all that, but let's speak to someone we're recruiting on their terms a little bit and see if we can't get something better happening. So we know that we asked them to fill out a form. This experience is less than ideal since the person has to leave Facebook, go to another app like ClearCare or our website, and blah, 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 blah. All right, so what about testing a path that uses Facebook Messenger for the form as well as the delivery mechanism? So when someone clicks on your recruiting ad, a bot would ask them the questions usually contained in your form. We could do that. We could just keep asking them questions until they're all delivered. When someone clicks on the ad, a bot would ask them the questions like name, phone number, date of birth. Do you have a valid driver's license? Yes or no? Do you have a reliable form of transportation? Yes or no? So the results will probably be better if you're communicating with them in a way that they are accustomed to answering you than if you make them fill out a form after a form after a form after a form. So the takeaway for marketers here is this. Test using Facebook Messenger to accumulate the data you need about a specific person instead of having them fill out long forms. Triage them first through that kind of a platform. Call them, make sure you've had a conversation. If they come to the office for their scheduled interview, that's when you have them fill out that long drawn out application, when you know you want to hire them. And then once you have that long application, you've got everything you need. I say eliminate the long applications up front, triage them, get them in the office, make sure they're the kind of person you want to hire, and then have them fill out the rest of the paperwork. That seems to work a lot better than all these long forms and quizzes and stuff. I don't know, personality things. I get it. If you want them to do that, make them do it in the office. All right. So the power of Facebook Messenger also exists. We use an application called ManyChat. It's not for everybody, but it does help us because we can not only put ManyChat on Facebook Messenger, but we can put that ManyChat account on our website. So if you go to my website, or you go to any of our websites, actually, Approved Senior Network, or ValerieVshow.com, you will see that a chat box, and it's actually Facebook Messenger and ManyChat together. and they're all programmed to ask certain questions and to help guide you down the right path based on what you need. So that is my recommendation for the future of your communication, your relationship building, and some of your marketing, not all of it, but some of your marketing through online methods. Thanks everybody for joining me this evening. I hope you got a lot out of it. We are answering your questions as we go. If there are any questions about anything we've talked about, you can reach out to me on Messenger, or you can just put a comment below and I will absolutely answer you myself. Thank you everybody. I hope you have a great evening, and I hope this information was helpful to you about how to get more private pay clients and how to start using Messenger, chat, and text as a relationship building and communication building marketing technique. Thanks everybody. Bye.